Welcome to the first video of the Shaking Objective Personality series, a series where I'll be trying to explain from a somewhat survivalistic point of view all the coins of the Objective Personality system. I made a teaser about this series, so if you're curious about the whole structure of how the series is going to be, you can go and watch that. If you don't care about how the structure will be and you just want to know the stuff as it comes, then you don't need to watch that. You can just continue watching straight away. So in this video I'm going to talk about observers, but because I don't know how long it will take me and like how the content will be squeezed after editing, it might also be about deciders. So depending on the title and the thumbnail that you saw, you know if I'm gonna be talking about both or just the observers. Hello, I'm the editor. My identity must absolutely remain a secret. Thankfully, I have these glasses to conceal it, which by the way are very, very real glasses and not just a prop. Of course it's not just a prop, why would it be? But yeah, making a quick interruption to say that what Chicken meant with deciders and observers was actually decider coins and observer coins. So keep that in mind for the rest of the video, because he'll probably keep saying that.
Because you cannot possibly tell by your perceptions what there is going to happen.
So let's start with sensing and intuition, because that coin is probably the easiest one to figure out, like for everyone, like both from a surface level, because like everyone, their mom and their freaking dog knows that sensing is about concrete things and intuition is about the abstract. And even if you go a bit deeper, like it's not a mystery anymore that sensing is about, you know, experiencing reality as it is, and the intuition is used to simulate this reality before it happens. Because in ancient times, if you were going to hunt or something like that and there's a bunch of rocks hiding the view and you're like, well, I've seen some lions in the past in this area, so what if behind those rocks there are lions? If you are not able to simulate that in your mind, and if there are actually lions behind those rocks, you might freaking die. And that's the whole point of intuition. And not only that, but you're also able to predict where to find stuff if you need to, because maybe you saw some trees near a river a bunch of times, and then you're like, oh wait, I saw a bunch of trees near a river a bunch of times. So maybe, because now I found another river, maybe there's going to be another bunch of trees, and so you can use the trees. So evolution gave us intuition to save us from sensory that are yet to come, and so we are able to simulate those sensory in our mind before they happen. But yeah, we should be all on board on sensing and intuition. There shouldn't be anything else to add to that. So let's talk about OE and OI.
How much you're going to maintain your stability and how much you're going to explore.
So why are the OI and OE organizing and gathering? Because those two are not really the core of the functions. Like the gathering and organizing is more of a side effect of what the function is really doing. And even when you look at it from a new and sane perspective, it's still like an end result of what the function is really doing from a survivalistic point of view. Because think about this, take lower intelligence animals and just remove humans out of the equation. Are all animals organizing? Some do, like squirrels, for example, they clearly do organize. But if you take, I don't know, dogs, maybe you can kinda make a stretch, they bury stuff under the ground. If you take a bird, well, they kinda do, maybe in the nest. Or if you take cats, like, do cats organize? Because to me it looks like cats just make a mess. And you may argue that being that objective personality is a system concerned with humans, it's not right to try and fit the definition for other animals. But I actually disagree on that, because once you really see the core of the function, you can basically apply it to every freaking living being. Because like we keep thinking that we are so different from animals. It's just no, it's just that we can talk. We can talk and we can think about ourselves. But yeah, to really see what OI and OE are really doing, what you need to look at is the definition for single observers. Because if you look at pathways, information, things, and all that stuff, you will start noticing that they all have something in common. And what they have in common is that all that stuff is related to territory and resources. So what OI and OE are really about is that OI is reliably know where to find a resource in the territory, and OE is about flexibly being able to go and look and explore to find resources in the territory.
Yeah, that's what's so weird about your OI shit. Yeah. You will literally go to the same place.
I don't know where else to look.
So let's take OI first. Dave needs to shave, and his razor blades are not sharp anymore, and he has no blades in the freaking house. So now Dave needs to go and buy new razor blades. Now the problem does not come from the fact that he needs to gather the razor blades. That's like, the gathering is the easy part, because once Dave is at the shop and he has the razor blades like in front of him, he's not going to be like, oh my god, I don't want to pick up the blades. Like, it doesn't work like that. The problem is everything in between, because he needs to get outside of the house and take a car or a bus, and he needs to drive, and he doesn't know how much traffic there is. Is there any accidents? Is the road gonna be blocked? Once he gets to the shop, is the shop actually open? Maybe something happened, maybe the shop is closed. Is the automatic door of the shop working? Are people stuck outside of the shop? Can they enter? And once he gets inside the shop, like, are the razor blades actually there? Because maybe they moved them in a different shelf, or maybe they are not even there because they haven't restocked. The problem with all of that is that Dave is not able to use his NI to reliably know where the razor blades are going to be. And so he is forced to use the last function. He is forced to explore, to see what's happening, to flexibly go out and search for the freaking razor blades. Because the problem with modern society is that the territory is blurred. Like, we don't have clear territories like you used to have in ancient times. Like, if you go outside, like, it's your town, but it's not really your territory. Like, it's like, who owns the roads? Who owns the shops? Maybe your house is not even yours. Like, you don't have a clear territory where you can know that no one is going to change anything. In ancient times, it wasn't like that. Like, you had your cave and maybe a bunch of other places where other people of your tribe stayed, and once you get outside of your cave, you have your apple tree, and your apple tree is always there. Like, no one is going to move your apple tree. So the only things you have to worry about is like, is there any danger? Like, is there any bear outside out to get me? Once you know that, there's not really much that can bother you. Like, the only things that can bother you are like sudden things, like, I don't know, a lightning strikes your apple tree, or some random member of another tribe comes and steal the apples from the tree. The fear comes when the territory is unsettled. Like, in today's society, like, the territory is constantly unsettled. Everyone is constantly moving stuff around and doing stuff. So there is no way for a person like Dave to absolutely know with certainty that he's going to find a razor blade in the spot that they are supposed to be, and with no other dangers in between the way. In an ideal world where Dave has a freaking razor blade tree in his backyard, do you think that they would still have problems with gathering? I don't think so, because the tree is always there, is always in the backyard, is reliably there to get stuff from it. And that's where organizing comes from, is just making it so that your first function is always available to use. It's basically, if I don't know where stuff is reliably going to be, I will make it reliable. But in that case, you're using your deciders to do that. And to go back to the lower intelligence animals, there are some doves, some wild doves outside that me and my dad feed. And when they see us in the terrace, they just fly to us, because they know that on that terrace, if there's us, they are going to find seeds. And that's a lie. They just know that me and terrace equals seeds. They reliably know how to get the seeds, but they don't organize them. If anything, I organize the freaking seeds.
Why is the sun not helping? Oh, look. There's so much stuff here.
Now, when it comes to OE, at this point you probably already figured out that it's just the same thing but in reverse. So the people with OE, the EPs, what their core function is really doing is it's exploring the territory to flexibly find new stuff. So they don't need to know where stuff is reliably. They just go out and they find it. Which again is why in modern society they are struggling, because we are all enclosed in these places, in our houses, in the shops, in whatever, the school, whatever. And so the fear comes from the fact that if they are limited, they cannot explore, they are not able to go out and flexibly search for stuff, and so they are forced to use the last function and know where stuff is in the place. They find themselves with this constant need of having to figure out what they have around them, what they need to use to get on with their life. And again, in ancient times, if you were OE, you would just go out. You wouldn't even have a cave probably, you would just use temporary places to stay, and you would just go out and find trees and find rocks and find whatever you need to find, and no one would stop you unless you, I don't know, you get stuck in a place, I don't know, a bunch of rocks fall in the place of the way back and you're not able to go back, and then you're forced to stay there to use the things around you at your disposal, and then you're forced to use OI. And they are also afraid of the possibility, because they are exploring, they unconsciously know that someone is not doing that, that someone does know how the territory is laid out, and so they are afraid that someone is going to ambush them, like they are exploring and suddenly boom, they've fallen in a trap. Now at this point you may be wondering, well, how does information ties back to this? Because right now I've only talked about stuff. Well, the information ties back in the way that to know where something is, you have to know where something is. That's literally information. And in today's society, information has evolved so much that now we adapted to like use information itself as a resource. And like even in terms of territory, like if you go, for example, if you go on the OP site, in your mind you know that that site is owned by someone, both physically and abstractly, that it's owned by Dave and Shan, but the servers are owned by someone else, and you know that you're using that as a resource, and you know that once you're out of the site you are in a different place. Everything is still territory and resources. It's just hardwired in our head in a more fancy way, but it's still the same stuff.
Oh look, it's me again. So that idiot messed up the outro, which means I have to do it myself. That was everything he had to say about Observer coins, so the next video will be about Decider coins. As always, if you want to keep yourself updated, there's the link tree in the description. Unfortunately, you'll have to copy and paste it because YouTube does not allow you to click on my links because Chicken's channel is not verified, and Chicken is too lazy right now to verify the freaking channel. You can also simply subscribe and turn on the notifications, and if you like the video, leave a like, and if you have something to say, the comment section is always open. So that's it, thanks for watching, and Chicken will definitely see you in the next video.
That coin is probably the easiest one for that citrus tree, an orange tree, whatever. Wait, do oranges grow on trees? Yes, I think they do. Oh my god, now I'm having such a lapsus. But yeah, who cares? I mean, they do grow on trees in Animal Crossing, so they must grow on trees. Concretized? I don't know the freaking word. Well, you know what I mean. You know what you mean? What the f? You know what I mean. What the f? Am I on drugs? No, I'm not on drugs. I would know if I'm on... Wait, would I know if I'm on drugs? Maybe. Well, I guess vitamin B6 might be considered a drug at this point, but I don't know.